have Andreas Carvallo here today, who is the Chief Information Officer at Austin Energy, where he is responsible for the technology, vision, planning, development, and operations across the enterprise. How are you doing today, Andreas?
Great, great. As you can see all around us, we're here at Initech, and it's quite an amazing day that just got kicked off. And
right.
It's looking forward to tons of events, from the Beta Summit to the CIO Summit to the Open Source Summit. We're expecting about 2,400 people, so
wow.
We're very excited.
Yeah, and we have our Web 2.0 theme going over here, so we're going to ask you a bunch of questions regarding that.
Sure.
So let me start off by asking, how would you define Web 2.0 as it pertains to your industry, and how it changed your marketplace over the last 12 to 18 months?
Well, I think that Web 2.0, it's just sort of the the evolution of how the web is sort of redefining our lives, redefining our businesses, redefining our interactions with business processes and
right.
the acquisition of goods and services and so on. And what I like about it is that it's finally maturing and accelerating the sort of the dream of the original web that everybody rushed to in 95, 96, 97 time frame. And finally you can do a certain number of sophisticated things on a browser-based world, which is what the web's all about, that you could only do on a client-server kind of world.
Right.
And so the sophistication of the tools, the maturity of the infrastructure is enabling the possibility of migrating a lot of those functionality, a lot of those applications, a lot of those business processes and how they were interacted with by employees, customers, and so on. Into a web world, and that's what I love about Web 2.0.
So can you give an example of anything that you did, like any initiative that you took regarding to the web, like upgrading your applications, changing the way you interact with your customers, that actually benefited your business?
Sure. Well, 3 years ago, we were very little into using the web to manage supply chain or have customer interaction, or even have our customers just as simple as paying our bills.
Right.
So now 30% of our customer base pays the bills electronically. We have moved a significant amount of tools and sophistication to the web with rich calculators and all kinds of different what you would expect to see in a thicker client talking to a back office application server. And now that's all migrated to the web. We are modeling things like we are going to be introducing things around an energy sim type city approach for people to model and sort of dream how their portfolio should look like in terms of their consumption of energy and how to design their homes. And so with things like Ajax and RSS and mashups, the sort of interesting how you can blend a lot of things like borrow the Google API for the maps, and start blending a lot of things that are out there that are really powerful, and you put them together, and now you are sort of enabling yet a higher level of sophistication and customer service through these tools.
Yeah, one of the cool things that I heard about was that there's this feature on your website now that allows your customers to actually manage their energy consumption budget. So they can plan that they only want to consume a certain amount of energy per month, and it helps them stick to it.
Yeah, we have had several new tools that we have added over time for the residential, sort of the person in the home, and also for the business to sort of define and pre-plan their whole outlook on how they're going to consume energy more efficiently and more effectively. And so we are adding a next generation of tools using Web 2.0 elements like Ajax and other things to bring this whole notion of SimCity, likeness. Not to say that we're going to copy anything the SimCity has done, but it's the whole concept of, if you could, from scratch, redesign how you consume energy in the place that you live or you work that consumes that energy, how will you do it, and how will you go about doing it? And all on the web, very graphical, very powerful and rich and easy to use.
Right. So I know that you talked about smart grid. You mentioned it somewhere in your conversation, and I just wanted to ask you a little bit more on that. How will the smart grid technology aid your customers and empower them online? It's the same thing that you mentioned right now.
Well, yeah, excuse me. Austin Energy has been on a journey of using service-oriented architecture with Web 2.0 elements to sort of redefine the business of delivering electricity. So imagine a world where the power plant and all the other sources of generation, wind, solar, biomass, biodiesel, cogeneration plants, so on, hydrogen, are all interacting and connected through a grid, right? And then there is smart metering and smart controls with sensors and actuators beyond smart meters to really help the better flow of energy and the supply demand ongoing challenge. And then also as you come into the home or this business, that business is connected because it has a smart meter, and that becomes now a hub, if you will, that when you walk into the premise using technologies maybe like Zigbee or power line carrier or broadband over power line or Wi-Fi or ultra wideband, that you can now also talk to smart devices. There are large consumers of energy, like your heat pump, like the air conditioner, like your big refrigerator or the freezer in the garage or any major appliance, right? And now all of a sudden you have an energy management system that you can either interact with at will, maybe use your BlackBerry to turn it off, or that you can actually tell it, I only want to spend $300 a month. You tell me, or you manage the consumption of my energy to dim the lights when they need to be dimmed, to lower the, if it's summer, to lower the make higher the temperature on the AC. So instead of running at 76, I'm running it at 80, and I'm saving money. Or when it's winter, the heater, instead of being so hot at 80 degrees, just make it 70 degrees so that I'm saving money again because I'm not heating so much the whole environment. And the environment will manage that automatically based on a budget that you're setting.
Wow, so it seems that, actually, I would like to ask another question regarding that. So is Austin Energy leading the way as far as making everything more efficient and allowing their users, empowering their users to actually help the energy consumption and utilization and help your industry become better?
I would say we are. We pride ourselves of being the most progressive electric utility in the world. We have 65,000 customers already on a demand response program where we manage their thermostats for their air conditioning and their heater. And so we can turn on them off all at once if we needed to for load flow and load shedding purposes. And one of the things that we're envisioning with our conservation programs and our smart grid is basically deploying farther, not just managing that thermostat, but managing all the key elements in the home. Obviously, this is an opt-in program. Customers sign up for it, customers desire it, and then they can also choose what source of energy is powering their home. It's a green energy from wind, from solar, from biomass, biodiesel, or it's a regular energy from nuclear, coal, liquid natural gas.
Well, that was a lot of very valuable information you gave us today. Thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to us.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye-bye.